welcome to the practice. My name is Natalie and it's a pleasure to be able to guide you through the next hour and a quarter where we'll do a practice of yin yoga and meditation. So half of the practice will be slow, steady movement and some stretching to release tension and stress in your body. And then I'll guide you through a deep meditation. And so we're leading up to the full moon. And the energies of the full moon invite us to slow down and tune in. And so we'll use that as the theme for the practice. And so before we get started, can you please organise your space? So ideally you want to have a nice clean space without distraction around you. A yoga mat and a few props. I'm going to assume you don't have studio props. So I will prompt you throughout the class to use a blanket, just a regular towel, cushion, one or two, and a pillow for later. So just organise your props and pause the video if you need to go and find anything that you don't have. And if you do have some blocks as well, that would be handy, but not necessary. So just make sure you've got some props with you. So we'll use those through the practice. And we'll begin laying down on your back, and you can start it any way you like. But I'm going to offer you here an option to lay on a folded blanket, or you could use a folded towel. So just create a fold so it's thin in width and fat in depth, so that you can lay it at the back of your mat, and it's a little bit like a bolster. And you're going to lay on that in a moment. So just organising now your blanket folded and place that at the back of your mat. And then come to sit in front of that with the knees bent and the feet into the floor. So just sitting onto the yoga mat with the bolster behind you. And then gently bring the knees out to the sides. And if it feels okay for you, you could start to rock forward, holding onto the ankles. You may even choose to bring the hands behind you, just depending on how your back's feeling today. So opening the knees and just feeling into now that stretch into the groin, lifting the chest so you have a nice long spine. And again, hands behind you if you need to do that. Now if you've had a hip injury or a replacement, or you're really flexible, then use your props now to place underneath the knees or the thighs. So if you need to, you need that extra stability rather than the opening and extension. And if you don't have the blocks, you can roll your towel underneath, or you can use a cushion, of course. So just feel into what you need to. And either using the props now, we'll use them later anyway. And bring the hands onto the ankles. And if you like, if you're not propped, you might start now to feather the knees. If you're propped, just staying with the knees still. Otherwise, opening the groin a little more, just bouncing the knees up and down. Holding onto the ankles or the hands behind you again, and drawing the chin in, lengthening the back of the neck. And then slowly stop the movement. Good. And now if you haven't already, bring the props in underneath the thighs or the knees. And we're going to lean back in a moment. So I'd like you to find stability first to support your hips. And then hands into the floor, hands behind you. And inhale now, lift the heart and lean back. Draw the belly in slightly so you don't flare out the lower ribs. So still seeking length here in the spine, but pressing into the hands and opening the front of the chest and the shoulders, drawing the chin in, avoiding the opening of the front of the neck. And staying here for a moment. Tiny bend into the elbows, keep lifting the heart and pressing into the hands so you're active here, but stable and strong. And then gently, as you exhale, bend the elbows and allow now the heart to release down and the spine to be long onto the bolster or the blanket. And so your knees are propped here to offer you support rather than that stretchy sensation. Arms out to the sides, and you might even have the hands onto the belly, whatever feels right now. If your arms are out to the sides, exposing and opening a little more into the front of the shoulders. And so if you're feeling a little tight in the hips or the groin, inner thigh, and this is not comfortable for you, you could bring the feet to the floor and knock the knees in toward each other. Just noticing what it is that you need here to be comfortable and at ease now. So we're going to hold this one for a few moments. And you're never locked in when we hold poses in yin yoga. They can be up to 5 minutes long. But you're never locked in. Know that you can change your shape at any time. So in yin yoga, we're trying to encourage the qualities of yin within. These are naturally occurring, but quite often yin is out of balance or underactive, with yang, that quality of go, 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 taking over quite often. And that might not be the case for you at the moment. So this practice is an opportunity for you to look at what is occurring within you. And so in these longer holds, I offer you to continue to tune into how your body's feeling. And at this stage now in the practice, noticing what feels unique for you now in the body and in your mind and in your breath. Observing the energy levels. Just accepting all of these things now as they arise to you without any judgment. So anchoring now into your breath, taking 3 conscious breaths now, feeling the journey of the breath, continuing the sensation all the way down into the belly, feeling it in the chest, rib cage. Notice the sensations in the nose and the throat. With each exhale now, can you feel your body release and let go? So just like the oceans, the tides are governed by the moon and its energy, and we are not immune. So the full moon and the period leading up to it can shine a light deep within us and offer these moments of insight into how we feel. So you're invited in this practice and in any other practice that you have to tune into yourself, to go within and journey deep. And there won't be anything revealed to you in this practice that you're not ready for. So I'd like you to offer yourself now some trust and surrender to the practice and what will be revealed to you will be. I'm going to stay here for a few more breaths. So can you, with each breath out now, feel a little bit more depth in the stretch into your inner thigh? Can you let go of anything you're holding on to in the hips that might be holding you back from creating more depth in the stretch? In these last few moments of the shape, just surrender and letting go, welcoming it in. Just noticing the change in your body. Observing where vibration is felt. connecting deep within you now and remaining with this connection throughout the whole practice. So we'll begin to transition and release from this shape and staying with the energy of tuning in and slowing down along the whole journey of the practice. So instinctively moving out of the shape, or if you like, you can bring the hands to the outside edges of the thighs and gently guide them in. Bring the hands onto the floor, press into the hands, tuck the chin into the chest and gently guide yourself up. Take the feet out to the sides and look behind you and just move your blanket away. Just moving your props out to the side so you can access them. If you've got your blocks, then bringing them to the top of the mat. And then come on to hands and knees. So finding your way onto your hands and knees. And just for a moment, feeling into the hips. As you exhale, take the buttocks back to the heels, nice and slowly. And then as you inhale, come on forward, rocking forward. So nice and slow. Work with the breath now as you exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, rocking forward. Exhale, rocking back for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and inhale forward for 4, 3, 2, 1. Your turn. Back for 6. And just in your own time now, using your count in and rocking forward for 4. And when you come forward again, holding here in your neutral position at tabletop. Palms are flattened into the floor, pressing down. Press the tops of the feet down and tuck the chin in slightly, drawing it back. So you lengthen the back of the neck. And as you inhale, begin to lift the tailbone, lengthen the belly and draw the chest forward nice and slowly. And then as you exhale, round the spine, tuck the tailbone under and draw the chin to the chest, lengthening the shoulder blades up to the ceiling. Keep moving like this. This is cat-cow pose, just to offer yourself a gentle warming into the spine. And synchronizing here the breath and the movement together. That's another full round. So really feeling the length in the belly. Unless you have a sore back, you might just go halfway on your inhale, and on the exhale, really draw the belly back to the spine and let the head be heavy, returning to neutral after the round. Good. And then just finding now your blanket again and maybe your towel, and just laying them out in front of you now. If you have a block, I had 2 blocks, here's my other block. So you may choose to use blocks and or your cushion. So I'd like you to pad your wrists now. Bring your hands onto the padding. And we may even need more height. So I'm going to give you some options for this next shape, and I just want you to be able to have your props ready to go. Okay, turn your toes under now. Bring your knees toward each other. They don't have to be touching, and your feet toward each other. Turning the toes under, leaning back, and then just helping the little toes with the hands, coaching them under. Okay, so hands into the floor, your wrists are going to start to feel sore here. So your first option is to bring your elbows down onto the floor. You could clasp your hands and just simply rest here. You might bring a block underneath your head and rest your head here. It could be anything else at all. So I'd like you to find your variation so that you know how it feels here to be in a toe curl with a lot of weight leaning forward. So just feeling into a place now where you can be comfortable just for a moment, just to feel the sense into the back of the feet. And know that this is a place you can come back to at any time if you add to this and feel any extra stress. So this is stage one. If you'd like to add to this, you could start to lean the buttocks back and put a little bit more weight into the heels with the elbows still into the floor, and you could find that resting place for your head here. So this is option 2 for you. You're either leaning forward in option 1 or elbows onto the floor leaning back. So wherever you are in either option 1 or option 2, you're still going to feel this stretch into the back of the feet and the toes, the arches. If you're used to this particular stretch and you want to add even more to it, you can either take your hands to the floor or onto your lap and lean all the way into the buttocks. So I've just given you now 3 options to express yourself here in this toe curl. And so I'd like you to feel into now, how is it that you would like to remain in a toe curl? I'd like you to find the sweet spot, not too much, but not too little. So please get curious and feel into what feels right for you here in this toe curl, because I'm going to ask you to stay here. We're just going to hold this one for 3 minutes. So at any time you can change your shape. You're never locked in. But I will encourage you to find here that point of sweet spot where you'd like to stay for the 3 minutes rather than move. But you're never locked in. If you feel like you do need to move, of course you can move. With your toes curled under, the weight leaning forward or leaning back, whatever it is for you today, sensing and feeling into the feet. You can have your eyes closed now and observing still the sensations in the feet, but observing your breath. So the breath is an excellent indicator for stress. So if you feel the breath is short and sharp, or even if you're holding the breath, this is an indicator to you that you should take it back a step. If you're the sort of person that always likes to go to the final destination, just check in there and making sure that this is serving you. So we don't need to create a whole lot of stress in the body to get benefits in yin yoga. We're looking for a little bit of stress to offer release from tension, but it doesn't have to be the greatest depth to get the benefit of this release. Observing how your breath is, changing if you need to, and begin to slow your exhale out. So as you breathe in, you might like to count in for 4 and out for 6, just like we did before. Slow the breath out. And as you slow that breath out, feel and observe, see the tension releasing from your body and your mind. With each extra breath out, feel more tension release. And you might even see it release from your feet, out through the soles of your feet. Giving yourself, your feet, a little bit of love here, where they're more commonly kept in cages in tight shoes and become really very tight in the muscles and the fascia, you're giving the opportunity now for the feet to stretch and lengthen. So have that intention to be kind to yourself by changing your shape if you need to, or remaining with stillness now so that you can benefit from this deep release you're offering yourself now into the feet. In your toe curl, and the feet, the fascia of the feet, part of the back line of the fascia, a huge sheet of fascia running up the whole back of the body. And when we work with the fascia, as it's such a big part of the body, we can be working with the feet but have referred benefits throughout different parts of the body. And the feet are your base. And so a really good place that I like to start in the practice. They're also your source of grounding, your connection to the earth. Encouraging now that connection to the earth with a slow exhale to cool and calm your nervous system. Making this now the last few breaths in the shape, offering yourself again that kindness of movement if you need to, or staying and remaining still for these last few moments as the body shifts and releases the tension deep within. And so from where you are now, I'd like you to move very, very, very slowly. And to begin with, begin to lean forward. If you were leaning all the way back, bring the hands into the floor and press into the hands and begin to lean the body weight forward as you lean it out of the toes and uncurl the toes nice and gently. Feel the tops of the feet just gently touching the floor. And take the knees wider now, about hip distance or wider, and sit the buttocks down into the heels. And gently bring the hands stacked or the fists, and bring the forehead into the stacked fists or hands, or you might come all the way down to the floor. But at this stage in the practice, just being gentle now on the hips, giving yourself the height if you need to, or resting down any way that feels right for you now. So you're going to stay in this shape, forward folding, with your head resting wherever feels comfortable for you. This is a rebound, a method here to allow now your body to release and return to the shapes that are natural and occurring in the feet. Just allowing the energetic shift to occur. Another few moments here. You may now be able to hear and feel your breath, the temperature of the breath pressing down into the floor. Maybe noticing your heartbeat here. Staying with sensation in your body to anchor you into this moment. There's nothing else. There's only the body on the mat and its sensations right now. If you haven't already, stacking your hands and bringing them underneath your forehead in your forward fold. and really draw the chin in. So rather than chin down toward the chest, draw the chin in to lengthen the back of the neck. And I'm going to encourage you now to practice Brahmari, bumblebee. So you'll stay in your forward fold with your hands stacked and your forehead resting on the stacked hands. And the Brahmari bumblebee will sound like a humming noise on the exhale. We'll do 3 rounds. We'll do that together and I will guide you. You will remain forward folded, but if you'd prefer to sit up, then feel free to take the time now to sit up. This is an excellent way to release tension in your belly and again ground your energy. So let's exhale now together. And then inhale deep down into the belly. We'll start the practice. And on the exhale, the humming noise now with the mouth closed. Last round. Just stay with the vibration now. Notice where you feel it, scanning through and observing any shifts and changes in your body that have occurred from the sound that you've made and the vibration that may still resonate in your belly, in your chest, your throat and your mouth, even into your brain. And just let that calming vibration just be with you in stillness now. So Brahmari is an excellent way to encourage belly breathing and long, slow exhale, which are both excellent techniques to help you deal with stress and to really emphasize and encourage parasympathetic nervous system. So a really good tool for you to use off the mat as well. So when you're ready, bringing your hands now into the floor out in front, and then as you inhale, lifting yourself up onto hands and knees, nice and slowly. Okay, I'd like you to now find your blocks, if you have blocks, and bring your hands onto the blocks. So if you don't have blocks, then I recommend that you now use your towel and your cushion, just to lift your hands off the floor a little. And then as you inhale, lift the right heel and lengthen the right leg. Draw the chin in and draw the belly in. Keep breathing. Next inhale, reach the heel back and away, and then exhale, bring the right knee in round the spine. One more time. Inhale, lengthen the right leg. Press the top of the left foot down to stabilize, and then exhale, bring the right knee in round the spine and step the right foot through between the hands. So you might guide it up or you might walk it out to the sides. So if you've got your blocks or you've got your towel, you may even choose to use books here as well. You may not need the blocks, so I'm encouraging you to use blocks to lift you a little higher away from the floor, just to give your hips a little gentle stretch rather than a deep stretch. But just feel into what it is you need. And with your chin drawing in. So looking here to have your right knee and right ankle aligned. If you have a sore knee, you might turn the toes under behind you. Hands onto the blocks, books or cushions, and drawing the chin in. Let the hips be heavy here. So you feel now that stretch, that left hip flexor, leaning forward to avoid a back bend. Inhale now, lift the heart and smile your collarbones. And then as you exhale, lift the right foot up and lengthen the right leg. Draw the chin in and keep moving nice and slow. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep moving. Inhale, come forward for 4, 3, 2, 1, and back for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep moving your pace. If it doesn't feel right to move here, then feel free to stay still, of course. So make this totally unique to you. This will be the last round. Long, slow exhale. When you come forward again for your count of 4, nice and slowly, staying here. And this time I'd like you to move, I'm just going to switch sides for you. Your right leg is forward. I'm just going to switch sides so you can see if you need to. Moving now your right foot to the outside edge of the mat and bringing the block or the hand on the inside. You can have the blocks lower. Remember, you don't even need the blocks, but it's just an option for you in case. So we're going to stay here now, drawing the chin in, just feeling to, again, the heavy hips, and it's the left hip flexor that's stretching here. You might flatten the foot behind you. And we are going to hold this one for 3 minutes. So again, your wrists are going to get sore here. So I do recommend that you either bring your elbows onto your blocks or onto your cushions. Now you may even need more padding here. So just finding whatever it is now for you to be completely comfortable to release. Offering your head the support with the fists, and just allow here a little release of the shoulders and the neck. So I'd like you to look after these parts of your body, but clearly here we're offering stress and stretch to the hip. So finding that place of comfort for your shoulders and neck so that you can take this stretch deep into the hip. If you prefer, you can keep the hands into the floor, but you might bring fists instead, so that you don't hurt your wrists. Noticing how the hip is feeling. And noticing again the sensations of your breath. And are there any cues or any messages from your breath that you can perceive here? Are there any tightness, or is your breath being held? And so do you need to change the shape a little bit? And if that's the case for you, you may even choose to come up a little bit. You might come up a little bit or a lot, rather than have the hips really heavy. Just feeling in here, whatever it is that you need to in the shape, to now relax. Relax in any way that it is that you can do, even though I admit this is quite a strenuous place to be relaxed. So use your breath now, the technique of the long exhale, to encourage your body to be calm and relaxed. Inhale for the count of 4. And exhale to the count of 6. Using your own count and practicing here this mindful technique of breath awareness. Allowing here the softening and release. With each exhale, you'll stay here for the next few moments. So the goal of Yin Yoga is to find a place of comfort where you stay. It is a degree of stress, but using the props to find the most amount of comfort for you, to be able to relax the muscles. And the benefit of the work can be done deep within the fascia, the connective tissue. And working with the hips, I'd like you to know that it is very common to begin to sense emotion. As the fascia begins to release, so too does the energy body, which can be related to emotional body in the hips. In the region of the sacral chakra, we can store emotion. So if there's anything that comes up for you in this practice, I'd like you to know that you're in a safe place in your own home practicing, and whatever it is that does come up may need to come up. So to feel is to heal, and if that message is for you, then I encourage you to continue to feel into whatever it is that is coming up. Otherwise, you can enjoy now this release, stretching the hips. For another few breaths here, letting go. Still with your long, slow exhale. Breaths in the shape. So letting yourself release a little deeper if you can now in this shape. Give yourself the permission to relax and release a little more on this last breath in the shape. And really slowly we'd like to transition now. So just as slow as you possibly can, begin to lift your hips by taking your weight back slightly, and then walking again that right foot to the inside. Bring the block back to the outside and bring the right knee down to where the left knee is. Big toes to touch. You might take the knees a little wider and then sit the buttocks down and rest here. Forehead onto the fists or hands or all the way down to the floor. And just notice that relax. Settling the body after that deep stretch. And you'll stay here now for the next few moments to rebound your body and energy. Noticing again the sensations of your breath, observing the temperature and the sounds, observing the heartbeat, staying with all of the sensations that are within you to anchor you into this moment. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. We'll need to even you up to the other side, so we'll transition now. Hands onto the floor. Nice and slowly. Inhale, lifting yourself back up onto hands and knees. Again, walking forward if you need to, or bringing the blocks back. So again, your blocks, you don't have to use blocks. Again, you can use your folded cushion or your towel. And you can hold on to these to protect your wrists. Okay, wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, chin in, lengthening the back of the neck. Inhale now and lift the left heel. Left leg lengthens and holding here. Drawing the chin in, drawing the belly back. Inhale, lengthen the knee away again, heel away. And then as you exhale, bend the knee, round the spine, bring the knee in, chin to the knee. Inhale, lift and lengthen the left leg, reach it back. And then as you exhale, really rounding the spine and step the foot through. So if you have trouble, you can take it out to the side, but bring it on into the inside of the hands. Remembering you've either got your blocks or the hands to the cushion or the floor. Whatever you need here to protect your wrists, if you take fists to the floor or whatever it is to work for you. So remember, we do the dynamic movement into the hips in your lunge. So just arranging your left knee and left ankle aligned. Turn the toes under behind you if you need to protect the back knee. The knees down onto the floor. Chin in. Hips are heavy. Feel the stretch now into that right hip flexor. Good. Leaning forward. Lift the heart now and inhale. Smile the collarbones. And then as you exhale, nice and slowly, take the hips back, lift the left toes, lengthen the left leg. And then move forward for inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Move at your own pace now. In for 4, moving forwards, and out for 6, moving backwards. So your movement might be quite small. If you have a sore back, you may lift yourself up a little more with the chin drawing in to lengthen the back of the neck and keep the spine fairly long. So just make this movement unique to you, to what you need now. There's no rules here. Just a little dynamic movement to warm into the muscles all around the hips. Next time you lean forward, stay forward. And again, we'll wriggle that left foot out to the side and bring the block on the inside now of the left leg. Good. So I'm doing the same one I did before, but you're doing the different one. So finding now that place of heavy hips, support for your wrists and shoulders. So remember, you can come down onto elbows. You may stay upright. Might stay on fingers or fists. So this is going to look different for everybody. It took me a very long time to bring elbows anywhere near the bolster or the block. So prioritizing here without any tension into your shoulders, wrists and neck. These will distract you from what is the focus of the pose, which should be the hip. The lengthening and stretching of the hip flexor on the right side and the compression into the left side. So finding that place where you can be now for the next few minutes so that you can receive the benefits of the shape that take you deep within. So staying with sensation and remembering now is the time to lengthen your breath out, or create any change now that you need to, so that your breath is free and long and smooth. Allowing the breath to be your guide and counting in for 4 and out for 6. There's nowhere to go. This is your destination right now, this moment, being with sensation. Invite it all in and recognize this side as different. Might feel completely different, or maybe it doesn't. There's no right or wrong, there's just what you have in your body right now. Continuing the long, slow exhale and embodying the qualities of the exhale, slowing the body and the mind right down. Seeing and feeling the release. See the release from the region of the hip and the region in the sacral chakra. In the sacral chakra, this is where we feel. This is our emotional self. And when we're blocked in the sacral chakra, we may have blockages in our emotions. So I invite you again to feel, bring it all in. To feel is to heal. And if you're not ready, it's absolutely fine. You're not locked in. You can move through this. You can come out if you need to. We'll take 3 more breaths in the shape on the side. Letting go of anything now, anything else that still remains. It doesn't serve you, let it go. And again to release, moving ridiculously slowly now. So begin to shift your weight back, lifting your hips. And then wriggle now the left foot back into the middle. Block onto the outside, press into the block and take the knees together. Take the knees wide, the big toes to touch. Lean the buttocks back and lengthen forward. Bring the hands under the head and notice how you feel now. So hopefully feeling even into the hips, but still compressed into the hips. So just using this as a pit stop before we come to lay on our back. Hearing and feeling your breath, and hearing and feeling your heart. Being with the sensation and inviting it in. And just when you're ready now, transition to lay on your back. So from your leaning forward, bring your hands out in front and inhale to come on up. Take the feet out to the side, the buttocks onto the floor. Any way you like now, come and lay down. But if you like, you might want to take a layer on your body. So we're not going to get up again. So layers on your body and just arranging now a space with the blocks nearby. Sorry, you won't need the blocks again. having your pillow, your blanket, cushion, and the other pillow nearby now. So come to lay on your back. One more shape before we come to meditation. So laying on your back, feel that lengthening of the hips and resting here with the support beneath you. Just noticing how you're feeling here. And we'll transition now to a twist. So just moving the things away from the side, bring the knees in toward the chest, arms out to the sides. So if you haven't got room here, out to the sides, bend your elbows so that they're at shoulder height and palms facing up or arms straight out. Inhale now and relax your belly. And then as you exhale, simply take the knees over to the left side and try to keep the shoulder in contact with the floor. So it may not, and that's okay. If you have a sore back or that doesn't feel right, you might have the knees further in line with the hips and then take them down to the floor. So whatever feels right. The knees might be to the chest and then to the floor, which will bring them quite close to the underarm. And if you like, you can anchor that left hand onto the right knee and even extend now the right leg long and take a hold of the calf. So there's no rules here. It might be the knees stay, the ankles stay. And if you'd like, you can look down the right hand or elbow, looking away. Staying here in your twist, or making any modifications for yourself now to make this totally unique to you. And you'll stay here for the next couple of minutes. And I'd like you to visualize your spine. Your spine is in rotation. And I've noticed over the last week, I've needed to do a lot of spinal rotation, and I hadn't realized why. And it is because I'm sitting more. So with the lifestyle changes that we're all experiencing at the moment, it's worth checking in and noticing what's different in your habits and what your body now needs. And for me, it's definitely a lot more spinal rotation. I've become a lot more stiff, and that can really have a big impact on your whole health and well-being. So just noticing that right shoulder, if you can exhale and soften the right shoulder a little more toward the floor. And as you exhale, allow the body to soften and release without any tension now, just allowing yourself to be in this spinal twist, letting go. If you feel that you're reaching or holding, or the breath is shortened or the breath is holding, these are signs to you that you need to take it back a step. You can begin to lengthen your breath out again. The long, slow, steady exhale. If it helps, you can count that exhale. In for 4 and out for 6, if the count works for you. You can discontinue the counting now and just observe the natural flow of breath. observing the depth of the breath and letting it be exactly the way it arrives without any change at all. The body breathes, trusting and allowing. And letting go now, that last lot of tension that may be holding on into your body. Let that go, let it out with the breath. As you breathe out now, let go and feel heavier. We'll begin to transition in a moment. Another last breath here. And just when you are ready to transition, nice and slowly, if you'd move the leg out, bring the leg back so the ankles are aligned. And then bring awareness to the left knee. As you exhale, press the left knee into the right and come back into center. And just transition directly to the other side. The inhale first and then the exhale to transition the knees now to the right side. So expect this to feel different. Remember, you can have the knees down, you can have the feet to the floor even, and take the knees out to the side like that, so it's a less of a twist if you need it. Otherwise, the knees in toward the underarms, elbows at shoulder height, palms facing up, and looking down the left side if it serves you to do that. So just check in with the neck, and if that feels right, just allowing the twist to come all the way to the top of the spine, to the head. And letting go here, remember you can anchor the right hand onto the left knee, and you can even extend the left leg long out to the side, keeping the knees stacked though. If you've got the space or the will and interest to do so, softening the left shoulder to the floor and visualizing here what's happening to your spine on this side. You might even sense into the digestive organs and feeling a gentle massage into your intestines. Returning your awareness to the long, slow exhale as you breathe out, lengthening. You may not even need to count anymore, but that's up to you if you want to add the count to the practice. At this stage, allowing an instinctive reflection of where you're at in this practice and what your body needs. Long, slow exhale to simply allow and be in the shape and allow the benefits to take hold deep within you. By now noticing the softening, the depth of the twist in time and space that you've offered yourself here. Letting go. And discontinue the counting of the breath. Simply allow the breath to be spontaneous with no control. Your body breathes and you can witness that. Last few breaths now in the shape. Letting go that little bit more. And just when you're ready now, begin to release. So bringing the knees and the ankles in line, and then pressing the lower knee into the top knee. As you exhale, bring the knees back to center. You might like to now give yourself a little hug. Bring the knees into the chest, clasping the hands over the knees or the shins, and hugging yourself in here. And bringing the head back down and the feet down onto the floor. And I'd like you just to find now a comfortable place to lay for your meditation and Shavasana. So I recommend that you will use the pillow for underneath your knees into the thighs. Your cushion under your head and your blanket over your body. So please take the moments to find a really comfortable and warm Shavasana now. You may even want layers on your body and socks on your feet. So just move with as little fuss as possible, finding your way into Shavasana or your corpse pose, where you will be now for the next few minutes. And I will guide you through deep relaxation in your Shavasana. If you have got a cough or any congestion, you might actually feel better laying down on your side. So that would be okay. You could lay preferably on your right side unless that didn't feel right to you. Otherwise, in your Shavasana, laying on your back, aligning now so that you have your head, neck and spine in one long line. With the feet just a little wider than hip distance and the toes falling away from each other. With the arms just gently out to the sides, away from the body, and the palms facing up, with the fingers curled in gently toward the palms of the hands. Making any changes you need to your shape so that you can remain completely still. Throughout this guided meditation, I recommend that you attempt not to move. This is not a sleep. You will remain awake, but your body will deeply rest and your mind will switch off. Your awareness will be with my voice and the instructions to take you on a guided tour of yourself. Just sensing into your breath now, and take a deep breath in, filling your whole lung capacity, and as you breathe in, hold the breath at the top for a moment or two, and then exhale, let it go and feel the release. And another 2 rounds like that. When you're ready, inhale deep into the belly, the ribs and the top of the chest, and hold the breath at the top. And then when you breathe out, feel the body release and see the tension as you let go. 1 more round, just like that in your own time. Breathing in calm and breathing out release. to observe the sensations in the ankles. Bring your awareness to both ankles. And begin to notice which ankle you feel more. Is it the left side or the right side? And whichever side you feel less, bring more awareness or attention to that side to encourage more sensation. So with your awareness, bring more sensation to the side you feel less. Aim to even the sensations in the ankles by bringing more attention to the one you feel less. Feel the ankles balanced, even, and as one. And move your awareness to your knees. Feel both knees. And notice which knee you feel more. Bring your attention and awareness to the knee you feel less. And with your attention, the energy flows. So even the sensation, so that you feel balanced in the knees. Feel the knees as one. And moving your awareness now into your hip sockets. And observing the sensation in the hips. Observe the left and the right side. And notice which side you feel more. Which side has more energy running through it and therefore more sensation. Bring your awareness, your attention to the one you feel less, directing more energy there to balance the sensation. Balance the hips in sensation. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. Have the intention now to feel the hips balanced and as one. Move your awareness now to the wrists. Feel the sensations of the wrists. And same thing. Bring your awareness to the wrist you feel less. Balance the sensation in the wrists. Feel the wrists as one. And bring your awareness now to your elbows. Feel the elbows and the same again. Balance the sensation in the elbows. Moving your awareness now to the shoulders. Feeling which one is more dominant and which one needs a little more attention. Send energy through your attention to the one you feel less and balance the sensation in the shoulders. Move your awareness now to your head. And notice if you feel more into the left side or the right side. Observing without judgment, and then balance the sensations in their head by bringing more awareness to the side you feel less. Balance the sensations. Feel the head as one in complete balance. And begin to observe the sensations of breath through the left and the right sides. Notice which side feels more dominant. Breathing in either the left or the right, which feels more dominant to you. And bring awareness to the side you feel less. Evening the sensations in the nose, the breath even with your intention, feeling the breath now as one flow of energy. Feel the whole body now in balance. Feel there to be no difference between left and right. Feel the whole body balanced. And return your awareness to the stream of energy coming in and out through the nose. In the breath, observe, see and feel the energy coming in as you breathe and out as you breathe out. Observe the sensation of the energy as it breathes in to the bridge of the nose. Exhale, releasing. And now feeling that energy as a light source. And feel and see as you inhale, breathing in through the nose to the bridge of the nose. Feel the light illuminate your head. And as you exhale, the light doesn't go. You release what you no longer need. And continuing here, this sense of breathing in the light into the center of the head now. As you exhale, observe the release in the body, letting go what you no longer need, but the light remains. Just relax the body, there's nothing to do. Observing the breath, the energy and light force that comes in with each breath and leaves what is no longer required on the breath out. Continuing your awareness of the energy, inhale into the center of your head. This time as you exhale, bring it down your spine to the very base of your spine. Inhale again, bring it into your head, and then exhale, bring it all the way down to the base of your spine. And continue like this, effortlessly breathing, but sensing the energy as light force coming in and going down into the spine all the way to the tailbone, where you would otherwise grow a tail, down into the floor now. Just working with this sensation of energy in the breath, rather than a visualization as such, but sensing it, feeling it, and seeing it for what it is. Remember, effortlessly breathing, directing energy into the head and down through the spine to the base of your torso. And as you do this, feel your whole spine light up. As your head illuminates with the inhale, your whole spine illuminates with your exhale. And the light doesn't go anywhere, it just gets brighter each time you practice. Not controlling the depth of the breath, allowing the body to breathe. Spontaneous. On your next exhale, rest your awareness at the base of your torso, at the perineum, at the bottom of your pelvis. Observe the light force at the bottom of your pelvis, at your perineum. Continuing to breathe naturally without any control. Move the light into the sacrum. And continuing to move the light up your spine to the place behind your navel. Moving the light again up your spine to the place behind your chest, deep behind the heart. Observe the light in your spine at the back of your chest. Move your light into the center of your throat. Deep into the throat, at the spine, feel the light shining through your heart and into your throat. Move your awareness again to the space in the middle of your brain, behind your eyes. And begin to absorb and sense the light coming in through the crown of your head, showering in, pouring down through the crown of your head, into your brain, and down all the way into your spine, to the base of your spine and your perineum. Feel the light flood you and your central channel. Observing the depth of your breath, feeling the illumination within. Witness the body breathing. Observing now the body heavy on the floor. Invite the sensation of your body feeling heavy as it presses down into the floor, and gravity presses it further down, sinking you down in toward the center of the earth. Feel your connection now deep down into the earth. And then observe your body light as a feather. Imagining and feeling your body so light that it could float up off the floor. And neither feeling light or heavy. And observe now your body floating on the water. Observe your body floating on the warm water, in the waves that are gentle, allowing your body to sway. Feeling your floating sensation on the water. For a moment, observing and witness your body floating on the water. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Observe floating sensation. Imagine you're looking down at your body now, laying here on the floor, witnessing, seeing, observing your body laying here. Like there's a mirror above you, begin to move your fingers and toes and see your body moving. Any other movement now, observe and witness those sensations from without, on the outside of you, as a witness would. Having come to the end of the practice, reunite the sensation in your body by stretching and pointing any way that feels right for you. And just when you're ready, come to lay on your side. Choose a side that feels right for you, laying down. And just reflecting on your practice. If there was anything that came up for you in the practice, just taking a moment now to consider what that was. And just being with yourself now and grateful for your body and everything that it's been able to do in the practice. And if you're ready to now, transition your way so that you come and sit. We'll complete the practice now, sitting together. If you like, you can bring the hands in front of your heart. You can cross them or you can bring them into your lap, whatever feels right now. Keep your eyes closed or the gaze soft. And just touching the left and right sides together, thumbs into the sternum or hands wherever feels right. You can keep the eyes open or closed. Om Bhuva Swaha Tatsavitu Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Thank you for choosing to practice with me. It's been an absolute pleasure. Namaste.